All right. So, I'm going to guess that you're the one who pays this bill, right?
Absolutely, right on time.
Do you usually pay online or do you get the hard copy?
We used to get the hard copy, but I've been paying online.
Yeah, paperless.
Yeah, be paperless, go green.
Nice. And do you ever look, or let me just ask you, when you look at this first page, where does your eye typically go to?
Straight to this bar chart here.
Yeah, kind of showing your different usage, and you guys actually look pretty steady. Most people I see more of a fluctuation, but of course as the seasons change, probably use AC or heat, things like that. Where else does your eye go when you look at this first page?
It says the number.
To the number.
Yeah.
Exactly. And really, that's where they want your eyes to go, right? Go to the boldface number there. Let me ask you, do you ever look at any of the other pages that come with the bill?
Yeah, and that's what confuses me.
Okay.
I don't know what any of that stuff actually means.
I feel it's intentionally confusing. And I've been in this industry for 5 years. I'm still learning things about this bill. So I'm going to tell you, as best of my knowledge, what this is all about. Now this one is a particularly high bill, right? I think we saw your average is about 170, so this is kind of high. Why do you think it was so high? This is, this month. Was this heater that you were using? Or?
Heater and Christmas lights, probably.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. And so 226 pretty high. Can you imagine if it was double that?
Double.
No, but
Whoa.
I wouldn't put it past old Southern California Edison.
Well, you remember 9 years ago when you were in this home, it was about half of what it is now. And they're not slowing down their increases. So, going forward, I can't tell the future, but it looks like they're kind of on that trajectory.
Oh gosh.
So, this is high enough, but, double that would be pretty insane. So.
That would be brutal. I was just thinking, no more children.
Yeah.
And I only bring it up to show you really what we want to do is stop it from going that direction. Okay? So let's go into page 2 of the bill. Now, here you notice there's 2 major sections of the charges. There's delivery and generation. Any guesses as to what those 2 are referring to?
Generation would be how they make it,
Mm-hmm.
and then delivery is how they deliver it.
Precisely. Exactly. So
My guess.
they're charging it for making the power that you use and charging to bring it to your house, which is fair, right? They've got to bring it across the power lines. But what's a little interesting is the allocation of the 2. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, I'm going to add up some of these charges. If you could just read them out to me. Lauren, if you wouldn't mind, let me just bring up my calculator. What's the first charge there?
We've got 96 cents.
Okay.
Then we've got $16.22.
Okay.
$8.89.
Mm-hmm.
$29.21.
Okay.
$60.33. $4.85. Then we've got a negative $1.59.
Okay. And that looks like that's in the generation section, right?
Yep.
So this is everything for delivery.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 120.46. Would you mind writing that right next to that section?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay, and we'll do the same with the generation, and we'll keep in mind of that
Starting
credit.
with the-
They gave you $1.60, awesome. And then what are the next charges?
Then we've got $27.85.
Mm-hmm.
$8.34.
Okay.
$24.69. $36.40.
Okay, so that, and I'm going to subtract the $1.59.
Mm-hmm.
And that gets us to $95.69. So, isn't that a little bit interesting?
Wow, there's
So they're charging
us
you.
more to get it here
More for delivery.
Right.
than the actual electricity.
Can you imagine if that worked when you ordered food? Right? Do you guys order pizza or anything around here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite place?
Oh, Joe DiMaggio's down the street.
Oh,
It's a
Joe
really
DiMaggio's.
Yeah, he's got a
Local
good
spot?
Yeah, it's a local
Can't
little.
beat it.
And what do you pay for a couple pizzas?
Let's say like $30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they delivered those pizzas and they say, all right, that's $30 for the pizzas, and that'll be $45 for delivery.
Right.
We wouldn't be eating
Makes no
pizza that
sense.
night.
Right? Probably not getting delivery from Joe DiMaggio's anymore. And, it's a pretty silly business model, and yet that's what they're doing here, right? So they're
Yeah.
charging a lot more for that. Now let's talk about really what are all these delivery charges, right? Because I understand you got to deliver the power, fair enough. But there's a lot of other miscellanea in there that I don't know if I
Right.
really.
None of this means anything to me. I don't understand.
So I'm just going to highlight a couple of them. Don't want to waste your whole day, but there's some pretty interesting stuff here. So first you got $10.90 for a transmission charge. Any guesses as to what that might be?
No.
So that is to transmit the power from where they make the power to the local power plants in the area, or substations I should call them.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's go to the next one. Distribution charges, almost $60 for that. What do you think distribution is?
I don't know, you're confusing me because I thought that's what this was
I thought
already.
that was the same thing.
Exactly. It's a little bit of double dipping if you ask me, because they charge you to get it to the local substation, and this distribution is to get it from that place to your house.
Amazing.
Wow.
Okay. So they're essentially charging you twice for that. And then the next one, nuclear decommissioning. Any guesses as to what they're doing there?
You know, I wouldn't have the slightest clue.
Have you heard about San Onofre power
Yeah.
plant?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a nuclear power plant that apparently wasn't designed to operate as long as they anticipated. So now they have to decommission it, shut it down, which costs a lot of money to contain that waste and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
So we are all paying for that decommissioning.
Paying
Yikes.
for
Yeah.
their
Every
That's up.
single bill, every single person, it's not too much, but think about that. Every bill, every
Yeah,
person
it's
is
It really
contributing.
adds up.
The next one, this makes me a little angry. It's the conservation incentive adjustment. What do you guess that might be?
That sounds like big words to throw you off.
Sounds like a penalty for something on our behalf.
You are correct. The utility likes to say that they're encouraging conservation, okay, which sounds great. Basically, when you use over a certain amount of power, they put you into the penalty zone, and they are charging you. They're saying you are using too much power.
Oh.
You're too good of a customer. You're using too much of their
So they're
product.
charging us
Crazy.
for using more product?
Precisely. Exactly. So they say
Sounds
you use
insane.
too much. We're going to slap you with a $28 fee.
That's
insane.
ridiculous.
I agree.
I can't imagine that anywhere else being applied.
It's pretty wild, and there's a lot more. I'm just going to hit one last one though. The franchise fee. Did you know that Edison was a franchise?
I was not aware of that. No.
Well, they are, and you're helping pay to keep that brand alive. Can you imagine going to McDonald's and getting a little item at the bottom that says
No,
franchise
it's
fee on top of your Big
outrageous.
Mac?
That's insane.
Sounds delicious, but outrageous.
So these are just some of the miscellaneous fees that go into the delivery charges and generation charges, and it's really I think just a way to hide hidden nonsense, if you ask me.
Right.
Wow.
So that's just some of the charges there, and then now if we move on to the tiered system,
Yeah.
have you heard about this before?
I never understood it. I mean, I've seen it on the bill before. That's why I just give it straight to the wife.
We could do everything. All right, so we like to joke that the tier shouldn't be spelled T-I-E-R, but T-E-A-R.
Yeah.
It's quite painful, and it's not fun to look at, but we're just going to talk about it briefly right now. You can notice that in the first tier, what are they charging you per kilowatt?
15 cents.
15 cents. And how many kilowatts do they give you in that?
304.
304. So to be honest, that price is not too bad. Okay. And they're giving you about 300 kilowatts. That's your baseline. All right. So they like to say that there's affordable energy out there for everybody. So they give you a certain allocation depending on where you live
Okay.
for how much you can use of the cheap stuff, the affordable stuff. So if you wouldn't mind just writing $45.60 underneath that tier.
Okay.
Okay. And then what happens after you use that 300 or so kilowatts, you get into tier 2. And how much is the kilowatt hour price there?
It hops up to 19 cents.
19 cents. And how much did they give you? How many kilowatts?
91.
91. So that's basically a percentage of the tier 1. They give you a little, they call it a bonus tier. So they give you a little bit more power for not too much more money. But that adds up to about $17 if you want to write that in
Okay.
underneath that one.
See where you're going with this.
Yes, it's not a good direction, I'm afraid to say. So after that, 400 kilowatts or so, you really get into the danger zone or the penalty zone, as we call it. So tier 3, what's the price per kilowatt there?
Hops all the way up to 26 cents.
26 cents.
Wow.
Compared to what was in tier 1?
15.
Yeah, almost double.
Amazing.
And how many kilowatts did they give you in that area?
213.
5538.
Oh my gosh.
And then the dreaded tier 4.
Oh my gosh.
What are they charging?
31 cents.
It's more than double.
It is. And now here, what's interesting, they make the bar look like, oh, you only used about half a tier 4. But let's say you use twice as much of that in tier 4, they would still put the bar in the middle. They like to make it appear that, oh, hey, you got plenty to use. Relax. Right? How does that make you feel?
Oh boy.
That's
Deceived.
Yeah.
It's a little
Infuriating.
tricky. So you had 314 kilowatts there.
Mhm.
And if you would write the final number, 9734.
Gosh.
So if you'll see, for just tiers 3 and 4, they're charging you about $153
Wow.
compared to the $60 in the low tiers.
So does the electricity in tier 3 and 4 work better?
Well, let me ask you, at the end of the month, is your milk any colder or is the lights any brighter?
No difference.
Not at all.
No, and yet they're charging you a premium for that power.
Mm.
So it's a little wild and a little backwards, right? Most, businesses out there are quite the opposite. Do you ever shop at Costco?
Absolutely.
Why do we shop at Costco?
Bulk, cheaper.
Yeah, exactly. The more you buy, the less you pay. And this is the direct opposite of that. The more you use, the more they charge. So, again, what we want to do is take control of that and keep it nice and steady. And we like to compare the power bill kind of to gasoline. Okay? So, do you remember 20 years ago, what would you guess you were paying for a gallon of gas?
Under a dollar.
Under $1, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So, say 90 cents.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's imagine we go back in time, you're there filling up your car at 90 cents a gallon, and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I've got a gas card for you. It's $1 a gallon. Would you like to buy this? And at the time,
I've been pretty skeptical because it's more than what I was
Right.
paying.
exactly. And then he goes on to say, well, here's the catch, or here's the magic quality of this card. That $1 a gallon is good for 20 years. Every time you swipe it, it's going to be $1 a gallon. It's never going to go up. Now, knowing what we know now, would you like to have that gas card?
Sign me up, yeah.
But I'll take it. Where do I get it?
Right, exactly. Would you even pay for that gas card?
I would
yeah.
definitely. I mean, it would balance itself out. We wouldn't have
Yeah.
to buy an electric car because the
There you
gas
go.
would be so cheap.
Yeah, because, you'd probably save thousands over the years, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
So, that's what we want to do with solar. Okay, the bills are going up, 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 just like gas. And to be fair, it's come down a little bit, but I'd still love to have $1 a gallon card, right?
Right.
So what we want to do is give you kind of a gas card for your power bill. And it's going to be fixed for 20 years. And here's the best part. Imagine that gas card at the end of 20 years, you swipe it, now it doesn't cost you anything. It's free power. That's what we want to do here, because we're all about ownership with our program. We want you to eventually own this system, get the full benefit of it.
Amazing.
So does this sound like something you might be interested in?
Definitely.
Wonderful.
Makes sense.
Makes much more sense of owning the system versus I think the other place we talked to, the other solar company we spoke to, they were going to give it back to, or they were going to take it back at the end of
Probably like a lease or rental sort of
Right.
situation, yeah. From the day one, we always thought that ownership really made the most sense. So, yeah, I'm excited to tell you all about that program. So I'm going to get out my notepad here and tell you about the Solar Made Simple solution.
Awesome.
Cool.